Most seniors think high blood pressure means something dangerous is suddenly happening inside their body. But surprisingly, the biggest problem is often measuring it the wrong way. Hi, I'm Dr. MD Riyaz. I've worked in emergency and family medicine for 7 years, and incorrect blood pressure readings confuse seniors more often than expected. Many adults panic after seeing one high reading at home. Others completely ignore dangerous numbers because they assume the machine must be inaccurate or broken somehow. The strange part is, both situations happen regularly, and most of the time, the real issue starts before the number even appears on the monitor screen. Blood pressure should never be treated like one random number. It works better as a pattern, measured correctly over time using proper technique consistently. But many seniors check blood pressure immediately after walking, climbing stairs, drinking coffee, or feeling stressed. And naturally, those situations may temporarily change readings significantly. Some people even check blood pressure while talking, standing, or sitting awkwardly without proper back support or correct arm positioning underneath during measurement. The difficult part is, small mistakes can create surprisingly inaccurate numbers. And once people see a high reading, anxiety alone may increase blood pressure further. That's why proper positioning matters much more than many adults realize initially. Accurate readings usually begin with sitting quietly for several minutes before checking. Most specialists recommend resting calmly for around 3 to 5 minutes first. No television, no conversation, and no rushing immediately beforehand during the resting period. Feet should stay flat on the floor. Legs shouldn't remain crossed. The back should rest comfortably against the chair during measurement instead of leaning forward. Arm position matters too. The cuff should stay around heart level using proper support, because unsupported arms sometimes produce falsely high blood pressure readings unexpectedly. Another common mistake is placing the cuff over clothing. Even thin sleeves may affect accuracy slightly, especially if the cuff doesn't fit properly around the arm. And cuff size matters more than many people expect. A cuff that's too small may falsely raise readings, while oversized cuffs can distort results differently. What surprises many seniors is how often home monitors are technically working correctly, but the measuring process itself creates misleading numbers without anyone realizing it. Another mistake happens when people trust one single reading completely. Blood pressure naturally changes throughout the day depending on stress, movement, sleep, hydration, and emotions. That's why specialists usually prefer trends instead of isolated numbers. One reading alone rarely tells the complete story about long-term blood pressure control. A better approach is taking 2 readings with about 1 minute between them. That simple habit often provides a more reliable average for comparison later. Some adults also check blood pressure repeatedly every few minutes after seeing one elevated number. But constant checking sometimes increases stress, which may raise readings further. Timing matters too. Blood pressure readings taken immediately after exercise, smoking, or strong coffee may not reflect the body's normal resting state accurately. Even a full bladder may affect readings slightly in some adults. Small details like these sound unimportant, but they sometimes influence results more than expected. Wrist monitors create another problem occasionally. They can work well, but wrist position must stay level with the heart during measurement for reliable accuracy. If the wrist hangs lower than heart level, readings may appear falsely high. That's why many specialists still prefer upper arm monitors for home blood pressure checks. Another overlooked issue is talking during measurement. Conversation may slightly increase blood pressure because the nervous system becomes more active while speaking or reacting emotionally. Blood pressure targets may differ depending on age, diabetes, kidney health, heart disease, and other medications already being used regularly. One helpful habit specialists recommend is keeping a simple blood pressure diary using consistent timing and proper conditions daily for tracking patterns more accurately over time. What surprises many doctors is how useful home monitoring becomes when done correctly. Accurate home readings sometimes reflect real daily blood pressure better than clinic visits. And honestly, blood pressure control involves much more than medication alone. Sleep, stress, movement, smoking, and weight all influence cardiovascular function throughout daily life. The encouraging part is, blood pressure often improves when several small habits improve together consistently instead of relying on one dramatic change alone. Even simple walking routines may help circulation, stress levels, blood sugar control, and blood pressure regulation when practiced consistently throughout the week. Many adults already monitor blood pressure at home differently. Some keep diaries, some check randomly, and some still feel confused about their readings or routines completely. So before the next video, share how you usually check your blood pressure, whether you keep a tracking diary, and what health topic you want explained next. And if these simple health discussions help make complicated topics easier to understand, consider liking and subscribing for more practical videos designed especially for adults over 50.